Okay, hey guys, what we've got is a new filament from Yousu. PVB is what it's called. Supposedly, after you print, you can use an alcohol vapor or use alcohol to smooth your prints, kind of like you do with ABS and acetone. So I'm kind of interested to see how this is going to work. I don't have a vapor chamber, so I'm going to try to make one. I'm also going to try wiping with alcohol and see what that does. I've not been able to find anything on YouTube, so this is new, I guess. New. Not I guess. No, I know it is new. They sent me this roll to test and see what kind of results I can get. So I'm going to get to printing, and I'll be back in a few with my prints, and we'll see how it works. I don't know anything about print settings. It says on here 190 to 220. Now, normally my Yousu filament likes about 205 to 210, but that's PLA, sorry. So we'll see how this PVB works out and what temps and things we have to go with it. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, we are back. There's probably going to be like a difference in the video because I was filming previously on my phone and now I'm filming with my camera. So I printed 3 different types of prints just so I can see what kind of variation I can get in the quality of what it's going to look like after it's done. None of them have been quote-unquote post-processed. I didn't do no sanding, no cleaning up with a knife, nothing. This vase, it came out really good. Normal vase, you know, it's got holes all in it, so I assume those holes are either going to get bigger or maybe stay. It'd be nice if they would fill in, but I don't think that's going to happen. That's just how vases are. Pretty cool print. I'll put the link for this below. It's just a free Thingiverse file. But I printed an Eevee. It's a little bit more detailed. I think those eyes are probably going to go away. But we'll see what that does. And then I printed this miniature that I printed at 100 millimeters. Really rough. I didn't remove any of where the supports were. The sword is really rough. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Or not. There, a little bit. Can't block it. There. But she's got a lot of detail. A lot of stringing with this. I need to work on the retraction settings, I think. I did a little test with the supports that came off of her. This is 99% alcohol brushed on. You can still see those layer lines. Ugh. But it went shiny. I think if I had brushed a little more, I probably could have removed those. Now mind you, these are just supports. So, I mean, I assume it's going to work the same. I did notice it's completely stuck. This was left in a container with alcohol, just this container, and I've got alcohol soaked in a paper towel, and it was sitting at the bottom. It's still wet. I left it overnight. Too long, obviously, because it's stuck, completely stuck to this. All of the layer lines are gone. None. You see none. But this thing is like rubber now. I'm trying to see, this was done yesterday, so I'm trying to see if this will harden back up. I know the filament from Polymaker will harden back up, but I really need to get rid of that background. No layer lines, none. So when I do these, I'm gonna opt for this. It seems like that is the best way to go. Obviously not putting the vase in here, but I'm gonna get a bigger container. And I think this, since it's so thin, I'm gonna try leaving it for, I don't know, 5 hours and check it and see what it looks like. And then if it's not smooth to where I want it, I'm going to just close it back up and see how long it takes for something like this. I don't know what's going to happen to the detail on these. We'll see what happens when I take them out of the container, and I will be back with those results. Okay, we're back with results. Not so good. I put all the prints in containers that were covered. The base I had to put into a pitcher with some Glad press and seal. It seals really well, so that was good. Checked after 5 hours and not much had happened, so I thought, okay, I'm gonna go to bed and get up and see what happened, which would have been total right at about 12 hours. I'm gonna say 12 hours is too much. These were all done with vapor, meaning I put paper towel around the container. Let me get the container and I'll show you. Just a plain container. Took the paper towel and went around the edges of the container, and I set the print down inside, not touching what I thought was not touching the paper towel. And so here's our results after 12 hours. Well, first let's go with the supports that I originally did. Let me get this out of the way so we can focus maybe. The supports that I did, that turned out great. They are still, after 6 days, still very smushy. So it did not harden back up, at least not yet. 6 days later. Okay. We'll save the vase for last. The Eevee, it smoothed really well, but I don't know if you can see, look on his forehead. I can see the infill. Can you see that? Right here. But the lines smoothed really well, and I was surprised that his eyes stayed. It did have an ear that was touching the paper towel, and he is thoroughly stuck to this aluminum foil. I didn't want to set him on the base of the container because I assumed that he would get stuck. He is thoroughly stuck to this paper towel, or aluminum foil. A little bit of paper towel stuck there. I could probably scratch that off, but here's the issue. He's really smushy. Like I could make a mark in this. See that? Really, really smushy. So, and we've got holes in his feet right here. So I assume this was like a single layer with no infill in here. I mean, he's really smooth. So, you know, maybe after a while, it will harden back up. Not sure how I would fix this ear that was stuck. So that's a big point. You want to make sure that if you're using this, that your container is big enough that it's not touching anything on the sides, but still small enough to where it'll keep the alcohol vapor close enough to the print to get a good result. I mean, he's really smooth. All right, let's move on. He was printed at 0.2 layer height, 15% infill. Not a whole lot of detail, but a little bit of detail. So let's go to our mini that was printed at 100 millimeters. Sorry about that camera mess up there. She still has pretty decent details. The sword is completely floppy. Her legs are completely floppy, and she is welded to the aluminum foil. So obviously, for something like this, 12 hours is going to be too much. I wish I had have started this early enough in the day so that I didn't go to bed. She's completely smooth. I wish I could get that to focus. There. She's completely smooth. It's just that little issue of how soft it is. I mean, she's really soft. And to the vase. It was printed in vase mode, so it's a single layer, single wall. Let's look at this. Here's the vase. Yeah, it's it didn't make it, and it is so ooey gooey. You see this? So I would say the vase, after 5 hours, there were still a lot of layer lines. So this is going to have to be something that would have to be watched pretty close, not put in something that's got an opaque side. you want to be able to see what's going on. It's, oh boy, mistakes were made with this. Yeah. So, all in all, the filament prints great. Prints at normal temperatures. You know, nothing special there. But, and I will say it does have a weird smell. Even when you open it up first, there's kind of a weird smell. But it prints great. And for things that are detailed, it pretty much saves the detail. Boy. I would say for something that's not highly detailed, and if you printed it with at least, I think this had 2 walls, so I would say add more walls. This came out really good, and had it not been touching the paper towel, and I would probably want to set it on something not aluminum foil, something that it would release. Maybe the Teflon aluminum foil would work better. But this little guy, after 12 hours, he could have gone 10. I don't know. He's pretty good. That would have been, I mean, I couldn't even begin to think how long it would take to sand to get him that smooth. So, yeah. I'm pretty impressed with how well it works. So using it for parts, well, I wouldn't say functional parts, because not sure yet if this is ever going to harden up. Maybe something that's just like a decorative, you know, or if he hardens up, he would paint up pretty good. All in all, I like the filament. It prints good, and this is, you know, maybe just a novelty, maybe functional. And if I was able to watch it better, you know, maybe a different container next time I'll try. But all in all, it's pretty cool. Give it a shot. It might work perfectly for your application. Well, this is Jamie with Homemade Jam. And if you like this, subscribe and follow me, and like the video. I mostly do painting and poured resin and resin 3D prints, but you know, I'll do a review from time to time. And thank you to Yousu for sending me this to test out. I think you got a good deal here. Everybody have a great day wherever you're at, and see you on the next one. Bye.